Well, hello everyone. Here we are on Sunday, a snowy Sunday in Michigan. It's been pretty light on the snow this year, but we're here in a nice toasty garage. Thank you to the heater. My electric bill doesn't like it, but I sure do. It's nice for working out here. Sure beats a torpedo heater. You don't get the sweat on all your tools and the stink and the noise. But whatever. Updates. Here we are for an update. Well, I already showed you last video. The front brakes are done. This one, the rear brakes are done. The shoes and the park brake pieces. The levers in here too. This side, I was able to get this cable to move quite freely. It did move, but a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of lube, working it back and forth, and moves great. The other side, I ended up having to put a cable on it. So this side is done, and still got the drum on it. But I had to put a cable on this side because the cable that was on there, while it did move, I didn't go back. Well, I wasn't sure that it was going back far enough and fully releasing itself, because right here there's a kink. So I had one of my guys at work told me he's got a way to straighten this out so it'll work. So we're going to keep this, even though the rear cables, which are the same side to side, are available from Raybestos still. You never know when they won't be, and since it does move freely, if I can get that kink out, I'll throw it on the shelf. Got a spare. So never know when you're working on something, you might need one. A friend might need one. One of the other Torino guys might need one. So, you know what? Gonna hang on to it. And I did get a new intermediate cable. This is the first one I bought. I bought it off eBay from the company that makes it is Bruin Brake Cables. But when I googled the Raybestos part number, which is 92607, they came up. They came up on eBay. They had the cable, because it's not available from Raybestos. I don't know if it's anymore or just temporarily, but they do not have one available. So I went ahead and bought it because one of the things on this was getting the parking brake working. The front cable moved nice and freely. I got the rears done. I had all the hardware. So I went to put this on, and it was an inch too short. Raybestos says the measurement is 99 3/8 of an inch, and it's exactly an inch short. And I believe what they did when they used the measurement to make their cables, they went from the outside edge of this instead of the inside edge. Well, the outside edge doesn't do you any good. This edge here is where it's hooking or pulling on either the connector, whatever. So, did a Google search. Well, first I sent them an email. They haven't responded yet, but that was Friday night, yeah. But I did a search for park brake cables near me, and I'm in Utica, Shelby Township, Michigan, and right up the road is Madison Generator. Well, not only do they do starters, alternators, generators, and they have a trailer store that also has plow stuff. Getting off the subject here. Anyways, they make cables. Park brake cables, hand throttle cables. They make this stuff right there. And they were open on a Saturday, so I ran it up there and dropped it off. The guy that makes the cables had to take off. Didn't know if he was going to be back. If not, they'd have it ready on Monday. Well, they called like 1:30. They closed at 2. And the guy had come back, made the cable. $35. The cable I bought off eBay, this was like $50. So I could have just had it made locally, saved a couple bucks. But whatever. We're going to wait and see what Brew and Break Cable says if they email me back. Because if they were going to remake one at the correct length and send it, then I'll just have them do that and I'll throw it on the shelf. If not, then we'll send this one back. So anyways, car has park brake cable. I don't know if we can see underneath here. But we do have the park brake cable, and this is the one right here that the Madison generator made. So it's all hooked up. It all works. One of the nice things to have with a manual transmission car is a park brake. My other 4-speed car and most of my other ones never really used it. I just threw it in first and left it in gear. But now, if it's sitting idling, I can throw the park brake on. If I park on the hill, I can throw the park brake on. So it's kind of nice. Push down, ratchets, release. Got a cable. The handle piece on mine was broken. Got a cable from my buddy Ray Lewis down in Florida. He deals in Torino parts, mainly 7071. But he hooked me up with a cable that had a good knob. And I swapped that out. And park brake works. So that's pretty much it. Right now, just waiting on the ratchet post for the jack stand. The company is sending out a replacement for the one that disappeared from the box in shipping. So once that shows up, I can put those up in the front. I already have my others in the rear. And I can put this car higher up in the air so that I can pull the rear diff out. I'm going to do that because it's leaking at the bottom where it seals against the housing. So it's like, you know what? Drive shaft's out. Yep, that's the other thing. U-joints are done in the drive shaft. New front, new rear. But drive shaft is out. Rear wheels are off. Drums are off. You know what? It's 8 bolts to pull the axle shafts, and it's 10 bolts or 10 nuts to pull the rear diff. So it's up in the air. It's not going anywhere. It's winter. It's snowing. May as well pull it, clean everything, reseal it, put it back together so there's no leaks. Once that's done, and I put the drive shaft back in, I will refill the trans, and then it can go back down on the ground. So that's it for now. Just a few updates. And in case you didn't notice, the channel has changed its name to McFord's Garage. I've been known as McFord for over 30 years. So we changed it to that. And that's all. So until next time, probably the end of next week, when I get that diff out and put it back together, have a good one. Yeah, almost forgot. One more update that I did this weekend was new glove box liner. One I ordered finally came in. So kind of hard to see it there. But new glove box liner. And, oh, look at that, 1972 owner's manual. Had to actually buy this. Thought I had one in my stash of literature, but no. And this was in one of my other cars. 1972 Michigan map. Pretty cool. So, This car's got a 1972 Michigan map in it for, just to be period, nothing that's going to do you a whole lot of good. Since a lot of freeways have changed, there's freeways that exist now that did not exist. But pretty cool piece to have in the car anyways. So, now we're done with updates.